Welcome students to my YouTube channel. Today I will discuss a revision type of work on respiration. First of all, get it noted that there is difference between breathing and respiration. Breathing is a physical process in which nose, trachea and lungs are involved. It is a physical process. While respiration is a chemical process in which number of chemical reactions are involved inside the cell, that is in cytoplasm and in mitochondria, for the purpose of respiration. So respiration is a chemical process and it is an intercellular process, while breathing is a physical process. It occurs outside the cell, that is in lungs, trachea and nose, with the help of lungs, trachea and nose. Fine boys. Now we will first of all study respiration. In this world, there are two types of organisms. One, which can live without oxygen. They are also known as decomposers. For example, fungi and bacteria. While on the other hand, the second type of organisms are those type of organisms who cannot live without oxygen, like us, animals and plants. Here I will emphasize on the word plants. What does plants do? Plants also do respiration behind doing photosynthesis. Okay, don't ever mix up that plants only do photosynthesis. Plants also do respiration. Okay, so I will teach you first of all respiration in those types of organisms who do not need oxygen. In one word, we can say anaerobic respiration. AEROBIC, anaerobic respiration. What happens in anaerobic respiration, that the glucose, which is the main product of the organism, is converted into pyruvate. Glucose is a 6-carbon molecule, while pyruvate is a 3-carbon molecule. That means from one glucose we can prepare 2 pyruvates. This pyruvate undergoes too many chemical reactions and cycles, and it produces ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide and a very little amount of energy, that is around 2 ATP. Here ATP is adenosine triphosphate, which is also known as energy currency. So an organism which is anaerobic in its nature, it changes the glucose from wherever it has collected. That's not the matter here. Any anaerobic organism who has collected glucose from its surrounding will change it into pyruvate first of all, and then it will change this pyruvate by a number of chemical cycle reactions into ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide and a very little amount of energy. This is the ethyl alcohol which is used in various other products, like it is made as a beverage, it is made as a polish, it is used in medicines and other things. Now we will go with another type of organisms who are aerobic, that means who cannot live without oxygen. Like us, we also accumulate, or we also somehow manage for glucose from our foods. Okay, from food we take out various organic and inorganic substances, absorb it, and lastly we change it into the glucose. We aerobic organisms also turn a molecule of glucose into 2 molecules of pyruvates. And now in us there are 2 conditions. First, when we get a good amount of oxygen for the next step, That's like right now I am getting a very good amount of oxygen for the next step of the consumption of pyruvate. So the first step was conversion of glucose to pyruvate, and the second step is the conversion of pyruvate into other substance, which I will tell you just now. But when the pyruvate is in the organism, then two conditions can occur. The first condition is if the organism is getting a good amount of oxygen, like right now I am getting a good amount of oxygen. There is no lack of oxygen while I am doing breathing. So at this condition, the oxygen combines with pyruvate and change it into carbon dioxide, water vapor, and a good amount of energy, that is 38 ATP. Boys, don't worry if somewhere it is written 36 ATP or 40 ATP. They are also correct, but they will be having some reason. Okay, but so generally we say 38 ATP when we get a good amount of energy while doing respiration. Now the next condition can come when the organism is getting less amount of oxygen, or you can say there is a lack of oxygen in the organism. The lack of the oxygen in the organism occurs when the organism is working very hard, like it is running, okay, or it is doing a very hard exercise, continuous exercise. Then the organism gets less amount of oxygen at that time. But not the organism gets the less amount of oxygen. Actually, the cell which has to perform respiration is getting less amount of oxygen. Fine. So a good amount of oxygen reaction happens normally in all the cell, but when there is a lack of oxygen, this type of reaction takes place only in our muscle cells. Fine. Because when you run, when you do a very vigorous exercise, at that time your muscles are heavily involved, and the amount of energy which they are need, in which they are need, okay, they are not able to produce that much energy. So to cope up with the lack of energy, they do themselves respiration. Muscle cells, they do additional respiration. Behind doing normal respiration, they do additional respiration. But for that additional respiration, they don't get a good amount of oxygen. Fine. In the lack of oxygen, they do additional respiration. In this, they produce acetic acid, carbon dioxide, and a very less amount of energy. This acetic acid, or you can say in some organism it is acetic acid, but in us it is lactic acid. Okay, so like us, we are talking about us, so we will take the example of lactic acid only, not acetic acid, lactic acid. So like organism in us, we produce lactic acid, carbon dioxide, and very less amount of energy, that is also 2 ATP. This lactic acid stores inside between our muscle cells. This lactic acid stores between our muscle cells, and they produce pain, they produce cramp. So this is the cramp which you feel when you play regularly, or you do your exercise regularly, or you run, or you do your any of the work rigorously. Now vigorously, regularly, if you are doing any work, you feel pain in the muscles because lactic acid has accumulated between the cells. Okay. Now this lactic acid gives you cramp. This lactic acid gives you pain in the muscles. So this was the respiration video. In next video, I will tell you about the breathing and the mechanism of breathing in human. Till then, take care. Thank you.